What's up guys, Simply Coco here and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to 31 Days of Halloween. This is the sixth installment of this series that I have started on my channel for the month of October, where all month I'm going to be posting a video every single day. And it's gonna be something October or fall or autumn or Halloween related. So yeah, welcome. And today is a speed build, as you can see, obviously. And today I am building a tiny home in Windenburg. And this is actually a limited pack build, as you can tell by the title. I am using spooky stuff and tiny living only. And base game, obviously, because you have to have base game to even have the game. So a pretty simple build, nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. I didn't use a reference photo or anything. I literally just found a lot and then started building something. And this is what I came up with. So it kind of gave me some like cabin. It gave me like a cabin vibe towards the end. Or like as I got into the interior, it gave me like cabin vibes. On the interior, it is a loft, so like a cabin loft, a loft cabin. I don't know if that's a real thing, but we're gonna call it one for the purposes of this video. So the exterior, like wood paneling, is spooky stuff. That door I think is tiny living. The sliding door is base game. All the windows are base game. So it's definitely more so of like, I imagined it being a modern cabin, but it was a modern cabin in like the 90s. Like, you know what I mean? Like yes, it's modern because of the windows, but it's still old and kind of run down. So it was like a modern cabin back in the day. So that's the story for this build. It's a modern cabin from back in the day. So not like 2020 modern or not even 2010 modern, but what a modern cabin would look like in the 90s or early 2000s. I have no idea what that would look like, but we'll assume that this is what it would look like. So with this build, I did the shell and then I started on the exterior just to figure out floor plan. I was really just going in to see what kind of like swatches I wanted to use, but then I started furnishing a lot more than I expected to. So I will do the kitchen and the living room and like the small dining space before I go back outside and do the landscaping. Completely ignore these base game counters that I'm using because I don't end up going with those. I end up going with the base game counters that they're kind of like a modern counter. You'll see when I put them, but that was when I was like, okay, let's go with this whole old but modern kind of vibe. So it's old modern, modern old. I don't know what you would call that. If that does that have like an actual name, like something that was modern in its time but maybe it's not modern anymore? Does that have an actual name? I don't know, maybe it does. I have the slightest clue. This is just me fixing the roof because once I made the upstairs a loft space, it was peeking through, so I just had to make that 3 roof pieces instead of one big one. And then I put a ladder in, which ladders came with Eco Lifestyle technically, but they also came with the base game update before Eco Lifestyle, or when Eco Lifestyle came out. So ladders are in the base game now. If you did not know that, you just go to the stair menu and then underneath the stairs you'll see the ladders. not like scroll down and they're like actually underneath the stairs. They're like there's like an icon next to the scrolling menu that has stairs, and then under that is ladders. So yeah, if you didn't know, ladders are in the base game. So I'm just using pretty much all black and white, and then the only color that comes through is some clutter. So the only color that comes through is clutter. Everything else is black and white. Just because with only using eco lifestyle and spooky stuff, not eco lifestyle, tiny living and spooky stuff. Tiny living doesn't come with any flooring or wallpapers or anything like that. So, and spooky stuff does. So I wanted to use something from it. So that's where this black wood comes from. And then, yeah, since I was giving it like cabin vibes, I just left all the wood on as the flooring on the interior and as the actual walls on the interior as well, just to give it some more of that old-timey vibe. I don't really know. I might be completely wrong in everything I'm saying as far as like the style of this build, but I just really, really wanted to get a limited pack build out, and I wanted it to be a part of my 31 Days of Halloween series. So I was like, okay, tiny home and then spooky stuff. So this cabin, I don't have a family in mind. I mean, obviously, because you can only fit 2 Sims in here at the most, and that's if the bed is even functional. I'm sure it is. I just don't know if it's functional from both sides. So you can fit 1 to 2 Sims here. It is in Windenburg, like on the island, which is like at the bottom left of the Windenburg map. But I guess I could have put this in Granite Falls. But I do imagine this being more so of a vacation lot. Excuse me. Maybe since it's in Windenburg, someone like actually owns this, and every fall break, fall break, it doesn't happen everywhere. Well, if you're in the U.S., I live in Texas, and I do substitute teaching sometimes, and the schools here get fall breaks. Like, they get a whole week in October just off. Growing up in Louisiana, that is something we did not have. Let me know in the comments if wherever you live, if they have that, or if whatever country you live in, if they have that. But yeah, maybe the family that owns this lot, they come here every October during fall break. Maybe they spend Halloween here just because it's secluded and kind of scary, or I don't know, something like that. Maybe they just like being here. I don't know. But again, I guess like I said, it wouldn't necessarily be a family because you can't fit a whole lot of Sims here. But maybe a young couple came to stay here around Halloween time, and they decorated it for Halloween, just in case they did have a few stragglers come through for trick-or-treating. I don't know. Speaking of trick-or-treating, I didn't put a candy bowl by the door, which I should have, just to make it look like that was them gonna pass out candy. But I definitely forgot. So you can, if you have the Spooky Day stuff pack, you feel free to put that. I feel like Spooky Day stuff pack is one of those packs that most people probably don't have because it's very, very, very specific, and there's not a lot of the objects you can't really use outside of Halloween time. I only just recently bought Spooky Day, and that was, excuse me, I can't speak. And the only reason I bought it was because I knew I wanted to do this 31 Days of Halloween series on my channel. So other than this, I probably wouldn't have bought it, because I mean, obviously I would have wanted to do like a fall inspired build or a Halloween inspired build, but I wouldn't have bought an entire pack to do it. But since I wanted to post something every single day of the month, then I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and get the pack. But this is just me furnishing this porch area. So I put this chair with the umbrella. I thought that was really cute. I really like that table. I think it's even base game. A grill over there in that little nook. I think that was just the perfect spot for that little nook. I mean, perfect spot for that grill. I'm just trying to think on the top of my head, just randomly, a storyline for this. Maybe this was owned by a couple in the 90s who bought it and absolutely loved it, and they used it as like their summer beach home because it is on an island. So they used it as like their summer beach home. And then as the couple got older, they didn't really come here as much. So they passed it down to their son, who is now in uni. And maybe he found a nice girlfriend. And they've been dating for 3 years. And maybe he brings her here every year during the fall season, just because it's in the forest and the fall colors are really pretty and it's nice and secluded and they can be alone. And this year they just decided to decorate for Halloween. So we'll leave the story at that. If you want to add to that, perfectly fine. This build will be on the gallery eventually. It's not on there yet. Normally after I build something, even before the speed build is up, I will go ahead and put it on the gallery just so I don't forget, because I'm really bad at forgetting a lot of things. But I am using Twisted Mexie's Better Build and Buy mod, which puts all of the debug objects, it categorizes all the debug objects. It gives all the debug objects names. You can clone the debug objects. You can shift click the debug objects, and that when you shift click an object, it just keeps regenerating the object. Like that plant, that I just put down, if I were to hold shift as I was placing that plant down, it would bring another one. It would pop up another one after it was placed. If that makes sense. That probably doesn't, but you probably know. You probably know what I'm talking about. But with that mod, you have to turn off the Better Build and Buy menu from your filters, and then you have to restart your game. So with my past couple of speed builds, I have forgotten to turn it off and then restart my game and then go back in and put it on the gallery and then turn it back on and then restart my game again. So I will probably start doing just like an overhaul of builds on the gallery. So like every 5 builds or so, once I get the speed builds up on YouTube, I will go back and turn off the mod and do all that and just post all 5 at one time. Maybe I'll start doing that. Let me know in the comments if you would even care if I did it that way, or would you rather see the speed build and then you would expect it to be on the gallery that same day. Just let me know, or just let me know if you don't care at all. But yeah, as you can see, I'm placing as many things around that are either tiny living or spooky stuff. I even put a chair off in the corner that was from tiny living, just because, well, one, something needs to be in that corner. I was just like, tiny living chair. And then since it had that yellow pillow on it, that's why I used the base game chairs, sized them down and put them on the couch to make it look like throw pillows on the couch. I place different pumpkins in here. Those paintings above the couch are from Tiny Living. They are technically the same exact, not technically, they are. They are the exact same painting. But I didn't see a problem with that. And then this is the loft space upstairs. This is the layout that I do end up going with. So that right side of the bed will definitely be functional. The left side, I'm not sure. Sometimes your Sims can scoot can get in on one side and scoot to the other. But apparently that only works in some people's games and not everyone's, which doesn't make sense, but okay. So what you would have to do to make that work, though, for sure, is you have to assign the bed. So you would have to assign the left side of the bed to someone and then assign the right side of the bed to someone. And then whenever you send them to sleep, whoever is assigned to the left side of the bed would have to get in the bed first so that they can scoot over. And then the person that's assigned to the right side can get in. But yeah, now I'm just going around putting up whatever decorations I can find. Excuse me, just to bring some more color into the lot and just some decorations because there were none. But other than that, guys, I am wrapping up this build. I am just going around now. I think I will go outside and put more outside lights or different outside lights. I'm not sure. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, this is me now, just changing out which outside lights I want to use. But I will be streaming on Twitch tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is twitch.tv/simplycoco94. Please come hang out with me there. Other than that, guys, the screenshots should be rolling right now. I will see you all in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will always respond to your comments. And please hit that notification bell so you know exactly when I post my next video, exactly when I post it, and I will see you all then. Bye.